Hello families, and welcome to Bishop Minogue's Financial Aid Information video. I'm Matt Shambari, I'm the president of Bishop Minogue Catholic High School. In this video, we're going to briefly go over the application process and review the different types of financial aid available to families. On this slide, you'll see a brief overview of the application process. Applications are currently open, and the sooner you apply, the earlier you get your decision, and the more space we have available for enrollment into the freshman class. It's a relatively simple process that begins with an online application. If you're looking to receive your student's decision by January, the early decision deadline is November 25th. You also receive the added benefit of a lower fee of $75 for applying for early decision. After November 25th, the application fee will increase to $125. Any applications after December 9th will start to receive their decision letters in February. Due to the increased demand and limited space in this year's freshman class, we strongly encourage you to apply at the early application deadline. Students from non-partner schools, such as any Washoe County School District middle school, will be required to take the high school placement test. Again, this is not an entrance exam, it's just a placement test. You select your test date during the application process. This test will be used to help give the admissions team an idea of where your student is currently academically and give suggested courses for their freshman year. The application will also have you complete a FERPA release, which will allow us to request the records listed from your current school. The final step in the application process is to complete a student interview with our Director of Admissions. These are used to get to know the students on a personal level, so the admissions team can get a sense of the whole student. For additional information on the application process, you can contact our admissions director, Danielle Lacombe, whose information will be listed at the end of the video. We get a lot of questions about the benefits of applying early for financial aid. First, I'd like to let you know when the early deadline is. To receive your financial aid package by February, you must complete the application by January 10th. One of the benefits of applying early for both admission and financial aid is that you'll receive both the decisions and your complete financial aid package in February. This will allow families to review and discuss their decision prior to the start of enrollment in March. The other benefit of applying for financial aid prior to the January 10th deadline is that you'll be in the application pool where we have the most money available for distribution. The earlier you apply, the larger the pool of resources we have to allocate. We try and assist as many families as possible, but we do not have an endless supply of financial assistance, so the earlier, the better. As you can see in the chart, after the initial distribution, the amount of funds available is significantly reduced, and that reduction continues with each distribution of financial aid. Now let's review the different types of financial aid available to all families. There are two types of financial aid currently available. The first is through Bishop Minogue's Tuition Assistance Program. This program is funded through the generous support of people within our community. Most of the funding comes from our annual fundraising event called BASH, or Building a Scholastic Heritage. To apply for funding through tuition assistance, we use a third-party program called Facts, Grant, and Aid to compile and do the initial verification of need. The other type of financial aid available is through scholarships. Scholarships are privately funded by donors. These donors determine the specific requirements for their scholarships, and they select the candidates based on their eligibility and application. We'll go into more detail about each program in the next slides. Let's first discuss the third-party organization that we use to verify all information submitted for families seeking financial aid through our tuition assistance program. FACTS is an independent organization that many organizations such as private institutions and universities use. We're just one of 6,500 schools utilizing their services to help collect financial information for families. They will also be the organization that notifies families of missing documents needed to complete their financial aid application. They use all of your information, not just income, to determine your initial eligibility. Now let's go into more details about using FACTS to apply for financial aid. The application for financial aid will be open beginning on November 25th. You'll need to create an account from the link provided on your screen. For families that may already have an account at a partner school, you'll need to create a new account, as each school is separate in FACTS. In order to be part of the priority review of financial aid applications, all required documents must be submitted to FACTS by January 10th. The verification process can take up to 2 weeks to complete. Please know that we do our best to try and assist as many families as possible, so we cannot provide full funding to families through the tuition assistance program. After you've submitted your documents, please check your application and email to see if they are requesting any additional documentation to complete the verification. It is incredibly important that you complete the application in full and that you do not leave any questions blank. If you do not complete the application and submit all necessary documentation by January 10th, we will still review your application and provide funding if funding is available. But remember, the key here is to apply early because the longer you wait, the smaller the pot of funds we have to allocate is. Bishop Manogue has moved to a common application for all of our scholarships. There are two types of scholarships available: need-based scholarships and merit-based scholarships. Need-based scholarships are for students whose families meet the requirements for families in financial need. These scholarships require that parents complete the tuition assistance application through Fax Grant and Aid and must also qualify to receive tuition assistance. Merit-based scholarships are open for all students who meet the scholastic eligibility requirements. These students are typically high academic achievers with a 3.5 GPA or higher. At Bishop Manogue Catholic High School, we do not give out any athletic scholarships. These are prohibited and will result in not only the student receiving the scholarship, but us as an institution being ineligible for athletics in the future. Again, we provide merit scholarships for academics. We do not provide merit scholarships for athletics. The application for scholarships open at the same time as financial aid on November 25th. Students will only be required to submit one online application. The requirements for each application do vary slightly and will be vetted by our scholarship committee. Applications will be submitted to the donors for review if they're found to be eligible. Students may be eligible for multiple scholarships, and their applications will be submitted to all eligible donors. Should additional information or documentation be required for any scholarship, applicants will be notified individually with the request and a deadline to submit. Again, please note that if you're looking to be considered for need-based scholarships, you must submit an application through fax as well as be verified as in need. The deadline for students to submit their scholarship application is January 10th. No late applications will be accepted for scholarships. And we can't stress strongly enough that your students should apply for scholarships. You never know what you're going to receive unless you apply. Now we're going to go over some commonly asked questions regarding financial aid. First, can you receive multiple forms of financial assistance? The answer is yes, you can, but please note that your financial assistance cannot exceed the cost of tuition. Next, what does my family household income have to be in order to qualify for financial aid? Household income isn't the only factor used to determine if a family qualifies for aid. Eligibility varies based on income, resources, the number of people living in the household, household expenses, and a variety of other factors. When in doubt, apply. You never know what you're going to get unless you apply. Well, do you have to apply for financial aid every year? Yes. In order to verify income or changes in family dynamics, you must apply for tuition assistance every year. We do our best to keep assistance consistent as long as income and all of the factors are consistent, but it may vary from year to year, so it's important that you apply every year. The next question is, what if we have a split household? Parents who will be splitting the cost of tuition can apply for tuition assistance separately. The review of the application will then be based on the cost of tuition that will be covered individually by each parent. You do not have to apply together. Can you use tuition assistance and scholarships for other needs, such as registration fees, books, uniforms, etc.? Unfortunately, no. Tuition assistance and scholarships can only be used for tuition. Finally, what do students have to do in order to maintain financial aid? In order to keep their financial aid, students must be in good academic standing, as well as maintain conduct in alignment with our student handbook. Basically, they have to do their part as good citizens and hardworking students. They have to show up to school and do their best. Thank you for watching our video today about financial aid options at Bishop Manogue Catholic High School. Our mission is to provide families within our community an exceptional faith-based education. And we know that this may seem out of reach for some, but please know that we'll do our best to provide as much support as possible to make attending Bishop Manogue as feasible as possible for your family. If you have any additional questions regarding your individual financial aid needs, please reach out to one of us listed on your screen. You can reach out to myself, you can reach out to Cindy Merritt, or you can reach out to Danielle Lacombe. We'd be more than happy to discuss with you your options. Have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to meeting you all soon and welcoming you to our minor family. God bless.